We're live.
Thank you. Sergeant, can you start your recording, please?
PC recording is up.
Cloud is up. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's remote New York City Council vote of the Committee on Education. At this time, will all panelists please turn on your videos? To minimize disruption, please place electronic devices to vibrate or silent. Thank you for your cooperation. Chair Traeger, we are ready to begin. Chair Traeger, we are ready to begin.
Can folks hear me now? Hello?
Yes, we can,
Can
Chair.
folks hear me now? Okay.
Yes,
great.
we can.
Okay. Good afternoon and welcome everyone to today's Committee on Education vote on resolutions 204, 205, 206, 207, and 208, sponsored by Councilmember Eugene, and resolution number 561, sponsored by Councilmember Adams. This is the last vote of this committee for the 2018-2021 session. These resolutions relate to various issues pertaining to the New York City Department of Education. Councilmember Eugene's resolutions call for recognizing administrators and support staff for their work, including instruction in schools on peaceful conflict resolution, including swimming lessons and water safety education in school curricula, adding the history of Haiti, including the Haitian Revolution and the abolition of slavery, to Black History Month curricula, and acknowledging the participation of Haitian soldiers in the siege of Savannah in history curricula. Councilmember Adams' resolution calls for DOE to provide training in human trafficking to public school administrators, teachers, and staff, with approximately 17,000 individuals trafficked into the U.S. each year, and the majority being women and children in a city with more than 1 million students in our schools. This training and education is critical in fighting the scourge of human trafficking. I'd like to thank my staff and committee staff for preparing for today's vote. And I want to give a special shout out to the Council's legislative documents and tracking unit, Ruthie, Matthew, Jonathan, Billy, and I literally deal with the hundreds of thousands of documents this body creates, track legislation from bills to becoming laws, and ensure the smooth running of stated meetings and committee votes. And for them and their hard work, we are thankful. I will now turn to Jonathan Etrix for the clerk to call the roll. And I again ask if we can call on Councilman Barron to vote first in light of her emergency. Thank you.
Thank you and good afternoon. This is the Committee on Education roll call vote on the resolutions articulated by the chair. We'll begin with Councilmember Barron.
Thank you. Just briefly to explain my vote, I want to say it's been an honor working on this committee, working with the chairs and with the staff. You've been fantastic. You know, education is very important to me, and I wish everyone the best. And with that, I vote aye on all. Thank you.
Thank you. Chair Traeger.
I vote aye, and I thank Councilmember for her remarks. I want to thank all my colleagues, members, the staff, the extraordinary staff. We've done a lot of tremendous, powerful work in this committee with the support of my amazing colleagues, everyone who has been really a public school champion for our kids, for educators during the most trying moments. Everyone has really been there for our schools. I cannot thank everyone enough. We have more work to do for the next council, next administration, but thank you to everyone and to the best staff, my staff, the committee staff. All of you are just extraordinary people. It's been an honor to work with you, and I proudly vote aye. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Rodriguez. Councilmember Drum. Councilmember Lander. Councilmember Lander. Councilmember Levin. Councilmember Rose. Councilmember Rose. Councilmember Cornegie.
Vote aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Kalos.
Councilmember Kalos here with Councilmember-elect Julie Menon, and I vote aye on all.
Thank you. Councilmember Miller. Councilmember Grodenchik.
Thank you. I vote aye on all, and I want to echo some of my colleagues' remarks. It's been a pleasure to serve under Chair Traeger for the last 4 years of this council, and I really want to thank him, especially for his push for fair student funding and for more guidance counselors in our school. And it's been an absolute pleasure working with you, Chairman. And with that, I vote aye on all.
Thank you. Councilmember Salamanca. Councilmember Ampry Samuel.
I vote aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Brannan.
Aye.
Councilmember Lewis.
I vote aye, and I just wanted to congratulate Chair Traeger for all his hard work. Thank you for always having the best interests of students and teachers, and for doing a phenomenal job with this committee, and for being a mentor to me on education. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Riley.
I vote aye.
Councilmember Gennaro.
I vote yes on all, and I'll take this opportunity to really give a heartfelt thanks to the chair for all the great work that he's done as chair of this committee for the brief time that I've had the privilege to serve since I've got back to the council. I really admire your chairmanship, your leadership, and who you are as a being. And I know that whatever you do going forward, you'll have just as great an impact as you had here. So all the best, God luck, Godspeed. And once upon a time, I gavelled out for the last time, and here I am back again. So never say never, but God bless.
Thank you. Councilmember Dinowitz.
I vote aye, and I also want to take the moment to thank Chair Traeger. I left the classroom, left the students, and now, coming into the council, being under the leadership of former teacher Mark Traeger has been an incredible experience. And I think in the short time I've been here under your leadership, Mark, we've been able to get a lot of good stuff done for our children. So I thank you for that.
Thank you. Councilmember Felice.
I vote aye on all, and I too share the sentiments of our colleagues. Chairman Traeger, thank you so much for your service. All of us, including myself, are very lucky to have worked and also have learned from you. So thank you so much for everything you've done. We're very lucky and privileged.
Thank you. Minority Leader Borelli.
I vote aye. Thank you.
Thank you. Chair Traeger. Shall I call the members one last time?
Yes.
Yes, please.
I'm here.
Thank you. Councilmember Rose.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. I just want to say I vote aye on all, and I want to thank you so much, Chair Traeger. Our youth and our schools couldn't have a more fierce fighter for education for everyone. You've proven to be such an advocate that DOE had to back down. They lost every battle against you. And it's to your credit and your determination and your love for our young people. I just want to thank you again. It's been a pleasure. I've been on the education committee all 12 years of my tenure. And I am really proud to say that this has been, such a great experience, and that our young people in our schools are the better for having had Mark Traeger as the chair of education. Thank you.
Well, Councilmember Rose, very emotional for me. And I just want my colleagues and staff and those who are watching this to know that there are politicians who say a lot in front of the cameras, but then it's something else when you have leaders in a budget room, or in some cases, a budget Zoom meeting. Our young people all the programs, summer, after school. There is no one that fights harder for our young people than Debbie Rose. And she fought tooth and nail in budget negotiations. That's where the work is, Debbie. It's not in press conferences. It's not on Twitter. It's in the budget work, and you never gave up. And we have all of those critical programs saved and expanded because of you, Debbie Rose. We are eternally grateful for you. Thank you. Thank you for it. I've learned so much from you, and it's been an honor to work with you as well. Thank you, Debbie.
I want to thank you, Mark. This is definitely a mutual admiration society because, like you mentioned, the work is done out, outside and away from the cameras. And I want to thank you for never just bloviating and pontificating about what the issues are and the problems. You always just got down there and you got your hands dirty. You did the work that needed to be done, and you never backed off. You never backed off from anyone. You are courageous and fierce, and I love you. And it's been a real pleasure working with you. And there's no better person that I would want to go into a fight with than with you, because I know that we'll be victorious when we get together. So thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Councilmember Salamanca.
I vote aye on all, and I want to, just give thank you to my chair, my education chair, Chair Traeger. Chair, you have been an outstanding education chair. You've ensured that Black and Brown and Latino communities are heard. The resources that are necessary, you fought for them. We've sat in B&T together, and I've seen your passion. You really care about our youth and our school children. And there was not one battle that you did not stand down. And I want to say thank you for your leadership. And it's an honor serving under your committee, you as the leader of the Education Committee. Thank you.
I want to thank you, Chair Salamanca. And for those watching, this was someone who always had our back during the most difficult of votes. Chair Salamanca always had our back to protect public school, fair student funding, counselors, social workers, programs, community schools, single shepherd program. That was Chair Salamanca, who always had our back in B&T in the budget room. Chair, it's been an honor to work with you and serve with you as well. You are an outstanding public school champion. Forever grateful to you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Councilmember Lander. Councilmember Lander. Chair Traeger, by a vote of 15 in the affirmative. 15
I'm sorry,
in the affirmative.
continue, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. By a vote of 15 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and 0 abstentions, all items are adopted. There are a handful of members. I see Councilmember Lander.
I apologize. Appreciate the nudge to unmute and the several of you who texted me to get over here. I vote aye.
Thank you. Chair Traeger, I'll just make one quick pass. Councilmember Rodriguez. Councilmember Drum. Councilmember Levin. Councilmember Miller. Chair Traeger, by a vote of 16 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and 0 abstentions, all items are adopted.
Thank you. And thank you all again. It's been an honor. And this meeting is adjourned.